This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai. If you finished yesterday with less money than what you started, you're in the right place because we're here to turn that around. Just make sure you listen to every word coming out of my mouth and you do the bare minimum, which is the free stuff. The free stuff, if you have not dabbled in anything that we've been saying in our last 600 episodes, you need to make sure that you are subscribed to this free YouTube channel. You need to download the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app. You need to get into the free Discord chat, and you need to connect your accounts together. The free Discord chat and the free PlayerProps.ai account you create on the free to download app opens all the free channels for you. If you aren't doing all the free stuff, I highly recommend you never ever bet again, because betting requires you to do a little bit more than what you're doing if you're losing all your picks. We had an amazing day last night. Not only did the show that we focused on with Wheeler over 6.5Ks hit for us, so everybody that watched the show won a lot of money on that. But I keep referencing our MLB spread predictor that has been absolutely crushing it since we launched it on Tuesday of last week. So we're now a full week into it. We have all the data, and there's certain things that we're noticing that the AI is giving us as feedback, saying, hey, if you do this filter or you look at these trending parts of the MLB spread predictor, you're going to win a lot more money than what you lose. And that's why you saw a lot of people winning thousands of dollars in our baseball winner screenshot channel, because our VIPs who do above the bare minimum, they're actually learning along with each other on what to look for on this new tool to win more money than what they lose. And the new tool crushed it yesterday. The top 5 plays, I think, out of all the games yesterday hit. And I'm going to pull a graphic up here real quick. I just spent about an hour going back and forth with AI trying to find more things that are hitting at a 70% rate or higher. So with MLB spreads, if you're hitting above, I think 65% hit rate, you're definitely profitable. But I wanted to go above and beyond that. I wanted to make the bare minimum a 70% hit rate, and going back and forth of feeding it the win-loss from yesterday and every other day since we launched this new tool on Tuesday of last week. There are now 13 different filters that are hitting 70% or higher, with 9 of them undefeated. So if you go back from Tuesday of last week and you look at all of the data that, because everything's fully transparent in PlayerProps.ai. If you don't know yet, you can actually use the calendar and you can go back previous days. So if you go back starting, I think it was Tuesday, which was the 22nd, or maybe it was Monday the 22nd. I don't know. The 22nd, I think, was the first day that we launched it. But if you go back and you look at everything, there are 9 things since day one that have not lost. So if you simply plugged in those ranges, those filters of these 9 things I'm showing on screen, you would have hit every single one of your bets. But still, the one thing to point out that's still crazy to me is if you simply target the plus 1.5 projected sides, not just that you're betting plus 1.5 on every game, but if the AI is projecting plus 1.5 side for a matchup, if you just blindly plug those in, you're still very profitable, because that's like a 71% hit rate there. A lot of people are winning a lot of money because they're doing above the bare minimum. But if you start out with the bare minimum, if you just start with the free stuff, I guarantee you're going to lose less often just doing the free stuff. If you can't do the free stuff, you can't win in sports betting. You have to put forth the effort. You can't be lazy. You can't just see what other people are doing and locking in what they're doing. You have to apply yourself. You have to do the bare minimum. It's okay to just say, that's not something I have time for, but I urge you, if you don't have time for that, you don't have time for sports betting. Please don't do that. I've mentioned on the past 7 episodes, I think, that there's a difference between if you are a bettor or a gambler. A gambler does not do the bare minimum. A gambler does jack squat in terms of what's required to be putting themselves in a optimal scenario to win more than lose. A gambler is just somebody who doesn't care about lighting money on fire. A bettor, B-E-T-T-O-R, a bettor is someone who actually will do at minimum the bare minimum. So if you can't do that and you're still betting, then you're a gambler. PlayerProps.ai is for bettors. It's also for people who are gambling, who are gamblers who want to become bettors. Please just listen to the words coming out of my mouth, because everybody that does has success. You just need to follow the guidelines. It is, I wouldn't say it's bulletproof, but it's a guarantee that I stamp on PlayerProps.ai. If you're losing all your picks, you come to PlayerProps.ai and you follow all of the guidelines. Not some, you can't cherry pick. All of the guidelines, I guarantee you're going to lose less often. Now that we said that, let's find something for today. You saw the graphic. The image was also posted in the free MLB channel. So if you want to see that graphic again and not just have like a YouTube screen paused on your screen, just go to the MLB channel in Discord. It's free to access, and it has that graphic in there that you can reference when using the MLB spread predictor today. But let's find something that we like. This is still Tuesday. I don't know why it's showing Tuesday, but let's look at Wednesday. Let's look at today's stuff. I'm gonna just do a hard reset here to make sure we have all the updated data. And all right, let's see what we got here. Boom, Wednesday the 30th. Let's do some filters here. Move this to 3. 17 seems to be the sweet spot. Apply. So this is Lucas Giolito's first start of the season. I believe it's not officially on the MLB ban list, but we are not going with pitchers doing their first start of the season anymore. Also, he's versing Toronto, and they're perennially, I think I said that right, a low strikeout team. So even though it's saying, oh man, he's going to throw 6.4 strikeouts, which he can. He's a pretty good pitcher. It's not worth it. We need to see one start. We need to see him hit this 3.5 line, and then for his next start, then we can consider him. But there's two things going against him. One, first start of the season, coming off injury. Two, versing a low strikeout team. So we don't need to force it. So just pause on him. We need to see what he does in his first start. He could be limited to his pitch count because it's his first start of the season. But even if he's not touching it. Moving on, we have, so Severino is a 4.5 line, and his projection is 5.45, which is a 0.95 difference. So he barely misses being a trifecta. But when we click the under, we have one trifecta here for Carmen, 2 trifectas for Hancock, and 3 for Drew Rasmussen. Something I've been mentioning on a lot of recent episodes in the past 10 or so days is I typically try to avoid Tampa Bay pitchers. If you haven't seen the episode where I explain that, I'll explain it to you again. I don't trust the manager. We've seen situations where we've looked at Tampa Bay pitchers and somebody is getting lit up. Like he's allowed like 6 runs, right? Not saying Drew, but just in general. A Tampa Bay pitcher allowed 6 runs. You're like, oh, he's going to get yanked and we're going to hit the under. And then the manager keeps him in there for like 6 full innings and he winds up hitting his over, which he shouldn't have still been in the game. And then on another scenario, we could be targeting a Tampa Bay pitcher over who's maybe at like 79 pitches and he gets pulled, which well below his average pitch count, when he's like 1 strikeout away. So I think we're going to pause on him. I'm going to look at the first 2, and if we don't like the first 2, we'll look at him. But I'm just saying that's why I hate Tampa Bay pitchers on the over or the under. I don't trust that manager. Okay, so first we got Carmen here. Okay, so neither of these are trifectas. So Carmen has an under of minus 105. Now, I know that we teach you guys that minus typically means that it's favored, but minus 105 is the tricky one. If you ever see minus 105 on a side, it's a guarantee the other side's more favored. And how do we prove that? Click over here, scroll down, and you see how Carmen on the bottom of the screen is minus 125 on the over. Exactly. Minus 105 means the other side's favored. Hancock here versus LA, his under is plus 115, so we know that the other side's going to be favored. So technically speaking, the person who we are already not a huge fan of, not person-wise, but manager-wise, is the only trifecta, the only true trifecta on this thing. Okay, so if we look at the strikeout rate, so we're targeting his under, but when we target overs, we like to see 20+% on strikeout percentage for both sides, and he's 22 and 32. So he's got strikeout stuff. He's had, 5 starts this season, it looks like, and this is going to be his 6th start. So 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, 5 innings pitched. So the most he's ever pitched in a game is 5.2 innings. And that was against the Yankees where he got 7 Ks. But we already know that Yankees are the worst team in MLB. And we saw that with Sagano earlier this week. This guy like tripled his career high strikeouts against the Yankees because they were literally trying to strike out. The Yankees were trying to strike out on Monday, which ruined our Sagano streak. We're still hitting 75% on him, by the way. But it looks like he's typically only getting enough to do 5 because in this game here, you see, he didn't even allow a run, and he still got 5 innings. He allowed one run, still got 5 innings. Allowed 4 runs, still got 5 innings. So we're saying, is he going to get 6 strikeouts here? He's versing Kansas City. I believe Kansas City is a low strikeout team. But let's see what they've been doing recently. Okay, so we're going to filter. Yeah. So we filter by the least strikeoutiest teams. And he already said that we didn't like the first one, even though he wasn't even a trifecta because he was playing Toronto. But here, this is interesting because they're the 3rd least strikeoutiest team over the season, but they're also relatively low in their last 3, 6.33. And their last game, they only struck out 4 times. So that's actually in our favor for an underplay. You want to have the least strikeoutiest teams. But is the Tampa Bay manager, even though he's only allowed him to do 5, 5, 5, 5.2, and 5 innings pitched, this is probably going to be that game where the manager just keeps him in there for like 9 innings, even though he gave up like 10 earned runs. So he's got strikeout stuff, which is why his line is 5.5. But again, everything is trending. Like, he can get 5 strikeouts, which is, I mean, his last game he got 5. His first 2 games he got 4. The Braves and the Yankees, he got 7 on both of those. But though, I mean, the Yankees are like one of the worst teams when it comes to strikeouts. That's why he got that many. And he also pitched above his normal 5 innings. So if we were saying he's getting 5 innings again, should he get 6 strikeouts against the 3rd least strikeoutiest team? Man, I swear, it's not on the ban list right now. But if Drew is in a situation where based on his pitch count and or the amount of runs he gave up, he's still in the game when every other manager in the league would have pulled their pitcher, we will 100% be putting Tampa Bay pitchers in general on the ban list. We're just not going to touch them. This is Tampa Bay's last chance to not be a dumb not a GM, but a dumb manager. I don't even know the manager's name of Tampa Bay, but I'm looking at you directly in my camera because I know everybody in the world watches this show. I swear, if Drew sucks and you keep him in there just so he goes over 5.5, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to do a throat punch right here. Right in the trachea, the Adam's apple. Throat punch. Don't do it. But I think that's what we're going here because it's the only true trifecta. I think technically the Giolito is... Yes, okay. So yes, he is a trifecta. And he normally gets this with his eyes closed. But there's a reason his line's only 3.5. Because this is his first start coming back from injury. You see here, his last start was on October 1st of last year. He probably will get this. I think getting 4 against Toronto is not impossible. They are a low strikeout team. But the fact that the sportsbooks have his line at 3.5 means the sportsbooks know that he's not going to get like a full 90 pitches for pitch count. So the thing we go to now is seeing, is there a better line for Kansas City, Tampa Bay? So he's 4.5 on Fanatics, 5.5 on everything else. And as you see, everybody at 5.5, every sportsbook favors the under. So I think that's what we're going with. This is the last chance Tampa Bay pitching has on our show or in general. But make sure you guys, if you are using, so there's a few people ask this question, so I just want to kind of touch this because I know not everybody watches the actual beneficial educational stuff I say at the beginning of the show because a lot of you don't do the bare minimum and you just fast forward. So for those people fast forwarding, if you're looking for the spread predictor that has filters hitting at 100% rate over the last week, which I'll throw up here on screen again for everybody that fast forward through that part, on the desktop version, you find it up here at the top. But if you're on the mobile version, in the very, very bottom left of the app, it probably says player. To see the team tools, you got to make it say team. So Moneyline predictor, spread predictor, total predictor, betting trends, the public betting splits. You got to make the bottom left filter say team, and then all of those tools it shows next to it are the team tools. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope we continue to crush it. I absolutely love the insane amount of money won in the baseball winning screenshots channel from yesterday. When you see people using the app correctly, you see people not just using the app correctly, but following bankroll management guidelines on how to properly build bet slips and not do the psycho 25 picks that almost never, ever, ever hits. You see a lot of people start winning. So if you're like, hey, I'd like to win, just like this person did, how do you do that? Just do exactly what they're doing. It's not rocket science. The people who are paying attention are winning. You see them winning because you see them in Discord dropping winning screenshots on a daily basis. How do you do that? Just do what they're doing. That doesn't mean tail them. That means do what they're doing. Do the exact research they're doing, which takes 5 to 10 minutes. Watch the video content. Ask the right questions. If you don't know what the right questions are, it's fine. See up here up top. Remember, if you ever need help, just ask. There is zero reason for you to just try to do this on your own. You got over 16,000 people in your corner answering your questions, helping you out in the Discord. Hundreds of thousands in other community groups as well. Just ask questions. Get in the Discord, ask a question. If you don't want to ask a question publicly in a channel that's got 16,000 people in it, you don't have to. Tap on my name in Discord, which is CEO. Shoot me a DM saying, hey, what about this? What about this? And I answer 1,000% of questions asked to me. So do the bare minimum. Win alongside everybody else. It's not rocket science. If it seems difficult, that's okay. That's why we have the ability for you to ask questions. Good luck. See you guys tomorrow.